Carson Wentz was sent to the Washington Commanders in an unexpected deal, which swapped their second-round picks and sent to the Colts Washington's third-round pick this year and a conditional next year that will either be a third or a second depending on playing time. The deal was unexpected and destroyed people like me, who are Washington fans and know just how close we are if we do get a quarterback of the future. But with my devastation, I wanted to see if it was justified. So I wanted to look at film. Now, Carson Wentz had over 3,500 passing yards, a 27-7 touchdown to interception ratio, and a 94.6 QB rating last year. So on paper, he was pretty good. But I want to look at exactly how good is he, and is he worth the trade? Because it is devastating to be so close to landing someone like Russell Wilson or Deshaun Watson and to end up with Carson Wentz. So let's look at the film and see what Carson Wentz is all about. What's up, guys? I'm Tyler Coker, and I'm your host for today's episode of Today with Tyler. I hope you enjoy. I'll begin with his setbacks, since that's what I came to the film looking for. All of Wentz's issues come when he's trying too hard, whether his team needs a score on the drive or if the offense simply has been stagnant thus far in the game. The first thing that fails him when he tries to do too much is his overall accuracy, where he'll simply miss an easy completion with no pressure to blame. Another problem that has been more consistent with Wentz his whole career is his desire to be a hero for the team. Since he's so physically talented, as I'll get into later, Wentz feels an immense pressure to make something happen when his team needs it, which can come to stab him in the back as seen in the Raiders game. When his accuracy and attempts at a big play don't work, which happened in the last game in Week 18 against the Jaguars, he can become very unsure of himself. As I got through his film, the only suggestions of any hesitancy in his film were that Week 18 Jaguars game, where the offense couldn't run the ball and all the pressure was put on Carson Wentz in the passing game. His insecurity in himself showed, however, in an ugly interception that left me hollow. Rarely does he make these kind of mistakes, though, and he's less of a hot and cold player than I had originally thought when I first heard Carson Wentz's name going to Washington. If Carson Wentz were given clean pass protection, since the Colts O-line was mostly just good at run blocking and can't pass block very well, and they had some injuries, he will be significantly more consistent and accurate, and Washington offers just that. So he does need to work on his simple hesitancy and making sure that he's confident in his throws, but when he is, we should see exactly what he can do. Now, let's look at the good on his film and see exactly what he can do and see if the tape outweighs the bad tape. First, the flashes of inaccuracy are definitely outnumbered by flashes of elite accuracy. More often than not, Wentz can lace the ball exactly where he needs it to be placed on short passes, which is perfect for Scott Turner's relentless crutch of checkdowns and short passes. Added to his flashes of accuracy in the short and intermediate game are his MVP caliber throws on deeper plays. Although I saw quite a few drops on Wentz's throws that were good throws, he continued to place the ball deep in fantastic places, and only saw a total of 2 missed throws deep, and many more that should have been complete but weren't. His throws deep are even a possibility due to his very strong arm, which is the most attractive feature of him coming into the NFL in 2017. Such a strong arm allows him to be able to throw the ball on the run effectively as well. He had many design rollouts in the Colts offense, and he did not have a significant drop-off in accuracy nor arm strength when he's out of the pocket. When he's not told to roll out of the pocket, he manages the pocket very well, dealing with pressure in his face well, and even having the physical tools to leave the pocket and run if the opportunity does present itself. His size at 6'5", 240 allows him to stand in the pocket against pressure and take a hit, and it also gives him a natural ability to avoid a sack once his O-line collapses, working magic and just finding ways out of a 5-man sack. Ever since he was an Eagle, he's always avoided sacks through his size, and it tormented me as a Washington fan, and that didn't change with his injuries. Carson Wentz seriously impressed me with his competency in the pocket, and it seems like his 2020 season in Philadelphia was kind of a fluke or an odd season. So to conclude, Carson Wentz was a surprising move, not only because Washington traded for him after promising a franchise quarterback, but because the overall perception of Wentz is really poor. After analyzing the film, however, I've changed my mind on Wentz. He's not a broken shell of 2017 MVP Wentz. To wrap it all up, I'm pretty impressed with Carson Wentz. He's not a broken shell of 2017 Carson Wentz that I thought he was, and he certainly got a bad rap for what he did in 2020. With a stronger supporting cast, which Washington does offer, minus the run game, I do think he's going to have even more success next year. So, while he does have some inconsistencies and he can be a little bit hot and cold, I do think after watching his tape, I see what Washington saw in him. And I'm excited to see what they try to do with him. Carson Wentz ultimately impressed me. He changed my mind completely on my thoughts on the trade. If it does work out and my film is correct in my analysis, I am really excited for this next era of Washington. And I wouldn't be surprised if this trade was made so they could draft someone like Malik Willis in the in the first round. So Washington made an interesting choice, but I wouldn't be surprised if this is the right choice. So I agree, clown on me. Being a Washington fan is rough, but if I'm right, I'll be very happy. Thank you for listening.